round 3 of the Six Nations is here. We're more than halfway through the Six Nations. Can we start it? Let's backtrack a bit. Let's start over. I'm being a little bit more quiet. It's early as in the morning here, and I don't want to wake the kids up. So be quiet, all right? Leave your thoughts in the comments, what you think. It's been a hectic Six Nations. I've loved every round of it. It's probably been my most enjoyable Six Nations to watch. What do you guys think? This year, 2024 Six Nations has been absolutely fantastic. Every round has lived up to the hype of the previous round. Can round 3 do that? There's a lot going on. 2 countries are still in the running for a Grand Slam. Ireland are unbeaten. England are unbeaten. It's just building up to that Ireland-England clash, which is going to be massive. I'm not too sure when it is, next week or the week after. But that's looking too far ahead. Let's get into preview of round 3. So first up, we've got Ireland versus Wales. The teams have been announced. This is at the Aviva Stadium. So Ireland with home ground advantage. And pretty much full strength, man. Full strength. This is a solid this forward pack. I've got Sheehan in my fantasy team because he's scoring tries, man. He's on the form of his life. Porter in there. Furlong, great. I've taken McCarthy out. I might regret that. But that's a strong lock trio too, or lock duo. And then that back 3, that back row of Mahoney, Doris and Van der Fleer, so strong. They just complement each other so well, where one's doing one thing, the other does something else. But they all 3 have very similar characteristics, but they all 3 bring their own flavour to the game, if that makes sense. And then in the backs, obviously Hugo Keenan injured, so Frawley comes in, but Arky's back in. James Lowe, Nash is there, Crowley and Gibson Park. That combination is working nicely together, and Crowley's just growing into that 10 jumper, doing so well for Ireland. Man, this back line, this team all round, man, there's so many question marks around how big the hole is going to be that Johnny Sexton left. Crowley's just walked in there and started strutting his things. He's doing really, really well there. And then they've gone for a 6-2 split on the bench. Conan definitely come on in the back end of this game to really add punch there. See, Ollie Jaeger's been put into the squad to help in that front row. And then Conor Murray and McCluskey run out for the bench. Looking at the Wales team, I mean, this side, again, there was lots of question marks around this Welsh side. With the depth and inexperience. I mean, Daffy Jenkins only 21 or 22, and he's the captain. But he's leading the comp in ruck arrivals, in line-out takes, just involvements. Like, man, he's gone to a new level. And I did say it in the season preview, or the Six Nations preview, that he would step up his game, and he's been real good. And that back row, that's going to be my matchup of the round, is Alex Mann, Tommy Raffel, and Aaron Wainwright versus Marnie, Doris, and Van der Fleer. That's nice. This back row of Wales have been really good. Again, 3 different types of players. So Wainwright's more your ball carrier. Raffel is getting there, let's steal your ball. And Alex Mann is a bit of a jack of all trades. I've loved Alex Mann. Not much of him, but gets around the park and loves to get in the physical and contact as well. And then I think this is their pairing at 9 and 10, Thomas Williams and Sam Costello. I'm glad to see Sam Costello is back. He was out of the first round with HIA, concussion. So obviously followed the protocols there, and he's back into it. Cameron Winnett leading the comp in carries and meters gained, I'm pretty sure. He's been a revolution for them at fullback. The question, obviously, Louis Rees-Zammit leaving, who's going to kind of fill that void, and Winnett has come in and hit the ground running. At the Aviva Stadium, Ireland in the form of their life, just playing unstoppable rugby. Wales have got they've shown that they can come back and they can be just like a stone in your shoe, just irritating. And we've heard of players saying that they never stop. This Wales team keeps going, and they're definitely going to do this big match. This Wales and Ireland in the history of rugby has always been a tough one. I do think this Irish team is too good. You just look at all the combinations they have, how well they've been playing together, how well they're executing their game plan as well. I think this Ireland team will be too strong for Wales. I think the only way Wales can get in this game is they're just irritating ruck time, slow the ball down, which they have the players to do that. Just play like a more stop-start where Wales look for that fluid style of play. They want ball in motion, where Wales can kind of irritate their ruck, stop-start, slow the game down. That's probably the way to do it for Wales. Whether they'll be able to execute that, that's up to Ireland, I guess, and how well Wales can do it. But if you're expecting Ireland to give you anything, you got another thing coming, man. This Irish team has been on fire. I'm going to go Ireland by 10 over Wales at the Viva. Too good. All right. Moving on, next game, Scotland, England. At Murrayfield. England are still unbeaten. They can still push for that Grand Slam. Scotland got a few players back, have been playing good rugby as well. Kind of deserved that win against France. We all know that ball was grounded. We know that. Looking at the Scottish team, Blair Kinghorn comes back in. At fullback, that backline is pretty much complete now. So Ben White, Finn Russell, Duan van der Merwe, Sione Topolotu, Hugh Jones, Carl Steyn, Blair Kinghorn. The only one I would maybe change is Carl Steyn out for Darcy Graham. Otherwise, that's a team. That's a backline, man. And then obviously the forwards, Skuman has just been, he's been so good for them in the front row. And then that back row of Jamie Ritchie, Rory Dodge, and Jack Dempsey, really good as well. Rory Dodge does really well in the rucks, irritates the ball, slows the ball down for opposition. And then Jack Dempsey's such a good ball carrier. Him and Jamie Ritchie, I'm guessing, both line-out options and good ball carriers as well. Jumping over to the England squad. Made a couple of changes here too, but love that Genga's got the crack at number one to start. Him, Jamie George and Dan Cole, strong front row. Maro Toje and Ollie Chesham have been really good for them at line-out time. And then this back row has been outstanding as well. 2 man of the matches. So first was Ethan Roots in their first game, Ben Earl in the second game, Sam Underhill's his defense, man, can tackle, man, makes tons of tackles, strong, dominant tackles as well, gets people over that back behind the advantage line. And in the back, so Ollie Lawrence comes in, that's the big inclusion there. Will just straighten that attack for them, set that platform for them for that second, third phase. George Furbank comes in for Freddie Stewart, who's dropped out of the 23. They're really going for this attacking style now. You're picking your Northampton players. You see Alex Mitchell is out for the rest of the comp. So Danny Kerr comes in at 9. But Furbank, been playing quality rugby for Saints in the Premiership. Let's see if they want to attack. I think they want to go fire with fire. Scotland, we know Scotland are an attacking team. England want to match that. What do you send down a snake? If you want to get a snake out, what do you send down the snake? You send another snake. Let's go. I've just made that up. I think I heard it on a Triple X movie. Anyway. And then the replacements, I'm actually going to put Chandler Cunningham South as my super sub. I had Blair Kinghorn because I thought they might have put him on the bench and bring him on, but he's been put straight into the starting side. So I'm going to put Chandler Cunningham South into my super sub on my fantasy side. But a good bench. Will they use them though? Use the back line. We haven't seen much of Feiwa Bosso, Ben Spencer, Finn Smith. Also, Finn Smith hasn't got many minutes, getting 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 10, I think they were getting. And then a strong front row. I love Theo Dan, Joe Marler, Will Stewart, strong front row to come on and help just add that extra punch in the front row. So game is at Murrayfield. Tough one, man. Tough one. England obviously want to go in and win at all costs. So they were playing this expansive style or trying to bring that in. But when points are on offer, best believe George Ford is going to take the 3. Scotland, kind of nothing to lose, man. Let's play. Blair Kinghorn, massive inclusion for them. Just adds to their attacking style. Does really well at reading kicks. So George Ford's obviously going to put them under pressure with kicks. But Blair Kinghorn is the man at fullback, really reads that well. Plays a lot of 10, so understands what 10s are looking for. Oh, man, this is a tough one to call, but I'm going to go England just because I want that Ireland-England game to be built up to both unbeaten. Let's go. I'm backing England. Yeah, England by 5 at Murrayfield. It'll be a tough old ass, man. I could be totally wrong. What do you guys think? But I think England by 5, just to back up, just to build up that Ireland-England game. 2 grand, like unbeaten going at it. We're backing England for this one. And then last game is France and Italy. I think it's been playing in France. I don't have squads. Squads haven't been released yet for those 2 teams. I think France will be way too good. Italy, they've been showing glimpses of they can play. It's just being able to connect and like build those phases. So not trying to score first phase, but if they get tackled over 2 or 3 phases, it's fine. Like slow it down, build, keep playing. I think it gets too excited and someone tries something crazy and it doesn't work out. France, on the other hand, they'll probably look to make a few changes. I'd like to see that. I think it's Garrick, the 9, to come in. Plays for Racing Metro. I'd like to see him come in there. I don't think they'll make too many other changes. But, man, my guys, Tom Ramos and Pano, they're in my fantasy side. Like, let's score some points, man. This is the game to score some points. Let's do it. I think France will really want to assert their style of play onto Italy. Ireland pumped them the first game. The second game they kind of should have lost to Scotland, and then this third game against Italy. They haven't really shown much of their style of play. We all know what they can do. They would really want to push this on to Italy, and I think Italy they'll see what Scotland did to France, and they'll be like, we can beat this French team. So I wouldn't push Italy too far down. I do think France will be too strong, and I'm going to go France by 8 in a close game. I think Italy might even lead at halftime, and then we'll see. I mean, Tommaso Allen has taken time for his mental health, so he won't be in the squad, so someone else will be put in there. Best wishes to him. I hope he sorts everything he needs to sort out first before coming back, or take as much time as he needs to get everything right. It's a tough old one, that. The invisible injury, mental health. So shout outs to Tommaso Allen. I think France will be too good. France by 8. Let me know what you guys think. I got the preview in. Hit that like, subscribe. Let's go, man. And I'll see you next time. Bye.